Well, it was a stomach punch of a defeat for the Texans as they lose to the Saints 40-33 at the Superdome on Sunday afternoon. And look, the team wasn't going to go 16-0, but obviously this game was there for the taking. Late breakdowns by the Texans defense, and frankly, just a poor fourth quarter for Texans quarterback Matt Schaub. They came out like gangbusters right down the field on the opening drive, 85 yards for a touchdown, finding Owen Daniels in the end zone. Defense forced a 3-and-out. Offense was able to come all the way down and get inside the red zone, but that's where they came up a little bit short. Red zone offense is a problem for the Texans. Last year, the Texans were 5th in the NFL in touchdowns scored in the red zone and touchdown percentage in the red zone. Well, in today's game, the Texans had to settle for field goals instead of touchdowns when they got in the red zone, and that really came back to bite them in the butt when the game was finished. I think you can point a lot to Arian Foster not being here. He just has much better vision than Ben Tate does. Ben Tate is doing an adequate job, but he clearly is not Arian Foster. They need to hurry up and get him back on the field sooner rather than later. Matt Schaub in the fourth quarter clearly panicked. He threw one interception. He had another ball that could have been picked off that turned into the Kevin Walter touchdown. The problem with Matt Schaub is that even when he doesn't necessarily get intercepted, his weaknesses show because he just comes up short in the arm strength department. Maybe the play of the game that won't get talked about, that it was around the 9:23 mark of the fourth quarter. The Saints had just gone in. Drew Brees had thrown to Jimmy Graham for a touchdown. It was a 2-point game. Texans have the ball on their own 34-yard line, and Jacoby Jones absolutely breaks free of Jabari Greer. And if Schaub hits him in stride, it's a touchdown, and the Texans are back up 9 points. Instead, he underthrows him just a tad and allows Greer to come back underneath and make a deflection on the ball. 2 plays later, Schaub throws the interception, really the unforgivable interception to Jabari Greer, and the Saints were able to come back down and take the lead. You feel like you should be able to win a football game when you score 33 points, but little things like that from Matt Schaub is what frustrates fans. I still think he's good enough to win with. You just have to recognize what his faults are from an arm strength standpoint and design plays where he can take advantage of that, or Matt Schaub's timing has to get a little bit better. He's going to have to really attempt to overthrow the receiver and let him run up underneath it. But Matt Schaub was far from the only reason why the Texans lost this game today. Let's scroll down to the defensive side of the ball and see who led the team in tackles. I'll give you one guess. His last name is the same as mine. That's Kareem Jackson. When your defensive backs lead the team in tackles, there's probably a pretty good chance that they were tackling the ball 10, 15, 20 yards down the field. Kareem Jackson is an absolute gas can. You just light him on fire. The Texans cannot keep putting him out there on the field. I know Jason Allen has his faults playing off the ball probably more than you'd like. Bryce McCain is no all-pro either. But Jackson's just not a good football player. He's a bad football player. If he was not a first-round pick, he would have been cut already. The Texans have to address that position. I don't know if it's time to maybe give Brandon Harris, the rookie, a look, but at the very least, Kareem cannot be out there on the field. Keep in mind, though, this was the Saints you lost to. Probably the best offense you'll face the remainder of the season. This team needs to regroup, get ready for the Steelers Sunday at Reliance Stadium, and hopefully you get Arian Foster back in the fold sooner rather than later. You look at what else happened in the AFC South on Sunday. Jacksonville lost to Carolina, and while Tennessee did win against the Denver Broncos, it looks like they lost Kenny Britt for the season with a torn ACL. That could be a season changer for the Titans, not having their biggest threat at the wide receiver position. So I'm sure Schaub will be a lightning rod, as the quarterbacks normally are, but not every game has to be a referendum on the quarterback position, be it a win, be it a loss. There are definitely things to fix. There's still progress made in a loss to New Orleans, 40-33. But one guy, to me, that there is no referendum. It's the verdict is already in. You've got to move 25 to the bench. You can't keep playing Kareem Jackson. We'll talk more about this Monday morning and throughout the week on the big show here on Sports Talk 790. But the Texans fall to 2-1, a 40-33 defeat at the hands of the New Orleans Saints.